Hello and welcome, family. This is Tim. Welcome back. Hopefully, all is well. Hopefully, you guys are being blessed on this Friday. Today is Freestyle Friday, and today we're going to be talking about it is more blessed to give than to receive, which is coming from Acts, the 20th chapter, verse 35, when Christ deals with, he advises his disciples and his followers the blessings in giving. So today we're going to cover that. First, I want to express gratitude. Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, thankful for this week, thankful for our lives, health, and strength, thankful for most of all our eternal salvations, blessings to those that don't have, blessings to those that do have, and that we continue to give and be a blessing to others. Thank you. All right. So, family, again, hopefully everything is going good in your world. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of our Daily Bread message. And today I'm going to go ahead and read to you real quick Acts the 20th chapter, verse 35, what Paul wrote. He said, I have showed you all things, how that so laboring ye ought to support the weak, and to remember the words of the Lord Yeshua, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Now, when I read that many years ago, it just something about this verse just stuck with me, especially the highlighted part of the verse that's in red, where Christ basically stated. So Paul stated that, hey, Christ actually said this. So let me break this down to you, what I've learned, at least in my experience through life as far as when it comes to reciprocity, when as far as being blessed to give. Okay, so the giver, the person that's giving whatever it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but we know most of the time people give money in the form of tithing. This is why tithing is necessary. This is why tithing is a blessing. It is something that we should do in the church in our everyday life. And it doesn't matter if you're a believer or not. This is one thing that I've noticed about people who have money because I've known people in the past in the metro that have money. One of my mentors, he was a blessed man. He passed away a few years ago. And this man didn't even have a high school education, but he was blessed financially. He owned his own contracting construction company, and he was just telling me, some of the things that he's done over the years. And I was just like, wow, this is why this man is blessed because he understood reciprocity. This is a man who was an African American male back in the early 1970s. This man was getting contracts of 200 plus $1,000 back in the early 1970s before I was born. I was like, wow. And he was telling me how the contracts he would get in some of the jobs that he would have to construct, like shopping centers and to do concrete and to lay asphalt, things of that nature. And I was like, wow. And he did it up until he couldn't do it anymore, until, he was still working in his 70s. But, the point that I'm trying to make here is that, when we understand giving and how the selflessness mindset of giving is a reciprocity. It's like a boomerang. It comes back to you. And when it comes back in a form that you're going to be blessed even more just for being that type of person that's willing to give, that's a cheerful giver. That's why Paul spoke about in the New Testament being a cheerful giver. He didn't attach the 10% rule, though it also still applies today because that's the minimum. But he applied that, hey, with your giving, however much, because he said, if you if you sow sparingly, you reap sparingly. So in other words, if you give less, you get less. But if you give more, you get more. So in other words, what Paul was saying, it's up to you what you want to give. But here's the standard, the minimum of 10%. But watch this. What I mainly want to focus on is him stating that it is good to be a what? A cheerful giver. Most people are not cheerful in their giving. They give grudgingly. They give because out of necessity or they're upset. They don't really want to give it. They're kind of holding on to it. But what Christ was expressing to his followers that, hey, if you give, Okay, because for one, it's a blessing to be able to be the lender and not the borrower. That means I have it to give. So if a person gives you $1,000, not with and not expect it back. See, here's the thing about I've noticed about people who are blessed financially. Most of the time, and I've had people to give me money and not expect it back. I've had people to bless me hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars. When I begin to understand, my mindset begin to change because sometimes we have a grip on selfishness. We do, especially in our community. We have a grip on selfishness, not wanting to really give, not really want to let go of things. But we have to change our mindset if we want to be blessed. People who are blessers, people who are have a giving heart, a loving heart, they get more. They get that back. So doesn't always have to be in the form of something materialistic or monetary. It could be something that's, knowledge based, something that's, that you may have information based. It could be love. If you want to be loved more, give love. In fact, one of my old pastors, he used to say, if you want friends, be friendly. In fact, the Bible talks about that. It talks about showing yourself friendly if you want friends. And that's so very, very true. If we focus on certain things, there's this saying that if you want money, in fact, I remember Robert Kiyosaki, he said this in one of his books. I think it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or maybe one of his other books. But he said, if you want more money, give more money. So if you want money, give money. Whatever that thing that you want, you have to give more of it if you want more of it back. And this is such a very true saying. So, I also have First Corinthians, the ninth chapter, verse 12. Go over there and read that. In fact, read that whole chapter of First Corinthians, the ninth chapter, and you begin to grasp and understand selflessness more. You know, being less selfish. And we need to focus on that. A lot of people in the world need to focus on that, but mainly in our community, because this is going to unleash blessings to you. Doors are going to open for you. More opportunities are going to open for you. When you're consistent in your giving, when you focus more on how can I be a blessing. And in fact, sometimes, um, there's this thing to where, when people give us, and I even look back at my life because I'm guilty of it. I look back over my life at the blessings I received from people, and I think back and say, man, did you ever reciprocate, Tim? Did you ever give back to that person? I remember this person did something for me, and that guilt always sticks to me. That, man, I could have did more, or I should have gave back. But a lot of times we just so in the moment. But we should always, even Paul says that we should pray without ceasing. And as we're praying, we should think about, who can I be a blessing to? Who can I pray for? Because a lot of times in our prayer, we're only asking for things. We only asking what we can get from God. But sometimes we need to ask, what can we do for somebody else? I guarantee if we focus on what we can do for somebody else and giving for somebody else, there's an incentive for us to also receive. So, family, I just want to drop this beautiful message. The joy of giving, man, it is a blessing to be able to bless someone else. And once you change your mindset, man, your business is going to flourish. If you're looking to be an entrepreneur, your business is going to flourish. If you're looking to whatever it is, to gain knowledge, hey, give knowledge, give information, because you're going to gather so much knowledge and you're going to do more for other people. So focus, family, on giving, because this is what I want to talk about today. It is more blessed to give than to receive, and this is what Christ was talking about. Well, family, hopefully this daily bread message on Freestyle Friday blessed you. This is the plan of salvation. If you want to be saved, remember, all you have to do is quote Romans 10:9 and 10. Confess with your mouth and believe with your heart, and thou shalt be saved. Well, family, take care, be blessed, have a wonderful weekend, and stay safe out there, family. Until the next episode, you guys be blessed.